actually got in a golf game yesterday. Played okay, not great, but it was cold, man. Cold. Good morning, everybody. Great to see you guys. Here we come on our Tuesday morning. Get to share a little word with you this morning. Excited about the word I got to share. I get to share this morning. If you are watching us on YouTube, subscribe. Push the subscribe button if you would. And if you would, share this over on your Facebook page or YouTube page, or I don't know if you can do that on YouTube, but whatever you need to do. We appreciate it very much. It's always, we build our audience up a little bit with doing that, and I appreciate it very, very much. Let me see. Oh, hold on. We got this Facebook thing going. I was going to see who's on here this morning. See if I can grab this morning. All right, everybody. Well, let's see what's going up. What's coming up at. So I guess our boom night. They had a youth boom night here at the church on Sunday night. There's over 200 kids here. Well, 185 or 200 kids or whatever it was. And so, man, the youth group's really growing. And proud of Pastor Jordan and all the team that makes that happen. And of course, Pastor Jay spoke a good word here on Sunday, and Pastor Joel was up in Kelso. And so it's been a little weird for me to just kind of hang back and not do too much, but it's just what we do. Jeremy Vester says it's snowing again over there. Jonathan Starks, good morning. And Pastor Ray and July and Leanne Fisher, good morning, Leanne. Let's see who else is on here this morning. And Pastor Jerry's on there, Io. And let's see, get a few people on there. Always, Theresa's on there this morning. Good morning. All right, let's, so we got Bible College tonight. It's never too late to sign up for Bible College. You can catch on each month or whatever you'd like to do. I'm teaching on how to be led by the Spirit, and it's a good class. I've enjoyed my class. Got a really good class in there. It's been a lot of fun. Today I want to talk to you about, see, nothing else coming up. Today I want to talk to you about the law of recharging. The law of recharging. We're talking about biblical laws to success. Now remember, a law is a law. A law is just simply that. A law is something that's in motion that you can use for your benefit or will not be a benefit to you if you don't use it. Law of gravity, classic case. If you're in an airplane and you fall out of the sky, a law of gravity doesn't work very well for you, but if with the law of thrust and lift, you can get to different places in the world and it will benefit you greatly. Good morning, Lucinda. Good morning, Sharon on YouTube. So let's talk about the law of recharging. Let me just use the biblical example of the Old Testament where the children of Israel came out of Egypt and there were some bondage of 400 and some years. People say 400 and some years. We don't really know, but long time. But when God, now you have to remember that God, when he set up the Old Testament, a lot of the laws and different things like that, he was setting those up with the idea that people were coming out of bondage and slavery. They didn't know any better, so he laid down laws so that they could live their lives in ways that would preserve them. So all the laws he did with dietary things and all kinds of things, he did it to benefit mankind. Now what we've done is we tried to make some kind of law out of it that you have to's. In the New Testament, it's really the get to's. But in Exodus chapter 20 and verse 8, it says, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work, but in the seventh day it is the Sabbath of the Lord your God. In it you shall do no work, nor your son, your daughter, nor your male, your servant, nor your female servant, nor your cattle, nor your strangers who is within your gates. For in 6 days the Lord made the heavens and the earth and the sea and that is in them. And in the seventh day, therefore, God blessed them. God blessed the Sabbath day and he hallowed it. Now, I think we get some kind of religious bondage to a Sabbath, but the reality is, I think what God was trying to do with these people coming out of slavery and in bondage was just tell them they need to rest. Because now they're on their own. They probably were working 7 days a week under the Egyptian rule. Now, we have basically gone to a 5-day work week, which unions created that, which I'm all favor, but God actually says you can work 6 days. So I want to encourage people that if you have a 5-day work week job and you need to make extra money, start something on on your sixth day, don't do it on the seventh day, but start something on your sixth day that might prosper you, might help you second business or whatever it might be that might help you in your thinking process. But the key really is that we need to have times of recharging. And I don't think that God, so many times people make days out of it. There's certain religions that, you got to worship on a Saturday, or I always think about that. But, when you really know the Spirit of the Lord, it's like God would care whether you worship on a Saturday or a Sunday or whatever. I think he wants us to worship him every day of our lives. But the other side of that, conversely, the other side of that is that we don't do anything as far as to recreate. If I was going to decide a day of the week that I was going to recreate or recreate, it would not be Sunday, because Sunday generally over the last 40 years, not so much now, but over the last 40 years was my busiest day. It's the day I worked. So I always took Mondays off, and I still do. It's my day when I make sure that I play golf and do whatever. Generally Mondays I play golf and things like that to refresh my brain. Now, sometimes we think that when we talk about rest that it means inactivity. I don't believe that. It doesn't mean inactivity. For me, who works with my mind a lot, real estate deals and helping people and so on and so forth. And if you're in ministry or you're a Christian and would like to be in the real estate world, not only maybe we give you some advice in your investments in real estate, but also we could help you buy or sell your home, because I'm a realtor and I have a team behind me that helps us with that. So just look in the comments there. My phone number's in there. Please get a hold of me. I would love to help you. But to me, it's all about, it's about you should play hard. You should be able to, if you work hard, you should play hard. Now, a lot of people don't work hard, so they don't play. They really don't need to play that hard. But my brain is always going, and I'm always thinking, and I'm always trying to, do something to focus my brain on that's outside of the field in which I'm in, if you will. And so to me, golf has really been my outlet. It's been it's where I walk the golf course. I carry my golf clubs. I walk the golf course. And it just gives me a lot of that refreshing time. But rest is something that all of us need, all of us have to do. I'm not a good sleeper. I wish I was better. I'm up 3 or 4 times. I think I was up 4 times last night. Finally, woke up about, when I go to bed 8:30 or so, get up at 4:30. They say, well, that's 8 hours. Well, kind of is, but I'm up an hour here, an hour there, and so on and so forth. And I'm not really a great sleeper. But you need to get your rest. You need to take times of refreshing and rest. It's so important. I don't do well. The other day I had like 5 appointments in one day, and I don't do well with that. I just don't do well with that. My brain starts to cramp up, and I just don't do well with that. And for me also, and I unapologetically, because this is just me, how I operate. You can operate however you see fit or do. But to me, I'm going to take a nap during the day. And when I say a nap, it doesn't mean I don't get that groggy feeling of an hour and a half nap. It's a 10-minute nap. It's a power nap, if you will. It helps me refresh myself for the rest of the day. Now, does it happen to you every day? Yes, pretty much every day. Sometime I'm going to lay down and I'm going to take a power nap, because you have to be refreshed. Albert Einstein, in one of the smartest men that ever lived, he slept 10 hours every day, and then he would take little deals during the day. Leonardo da Vinci used to wake up early, and he reserved 15 minutes every 2 hours for a nap. Every 2 hours he would take a 15-minute nap, and that way he was able to face the challenges. Whenever I'm working on a project, now this is just me, I'm talking about me, but you're totally different. You might be a night person, you might be a morning person. I'm not a night person. Whenever I need to come up with something, teaching, whenever I come up with, when I'm studying for something, if I'm redoing my real estate 30 hours for the next 2 years, whatever it might be, I do it in the mornings. I love the mornings. I'm here at the church. I was here at 5:30 this morning. That's after driving around for 40 minutes around Clark County praying. I got here, and then I'm preparing my Bible class for tonight because mornings are when I'm the most fresh. That's just me. And I've learned that with my life. I'm not going to schedule something important to do or to think about or to make a decision after about probably 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm just not going to, I'll go to dinner with people. Went to dinner last night with some folks. I'll go to dinner with people. I'll hang out with people. I'll do whatever, but I'm not going to schedule anything that has my decision-making process past around 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Because I'm wiped out. I'm tired. I'm wiped out. And my brain just does not function very well. And I just learned that's me. So you have to kind of learn what works for you. A couple things you need to do. Find each day a time to stop and listen. Mine are always the mornings. What's yours? Find each day a time to just stop and listen and enjoy, when your brain is the most fresh. And again, some of you don't wake up in the morning. You're not a morning person. So it takes you till noon before your brain starts working well. Find out what works for you. Second one is I believe you need physical activity. If you work hard with your brain, you need some physical activity. You need to release those endorphins in your life to do something in your life that helps you with that. Walk, run, go to the gym, play golf. Do something that keep your body moving every day. It will help you recreate your body and your thinking process. And then I think it's important too to go on vacations. Do a vacation every once in a while. We just got back from a Panama cruise and had a great time with the Peaches on that. And then I went to Florida and played golf for 4 days with some friends that go down there every year. And so I unapologetically go on vacations. I take time to recreate my life. I take time to refresh myself. I've lasted 40 years in ministry. I'm basically not the senior pastor anymore, as you will know. But I've lasted 40 years in ministry because I've learned to enjoy life. I've learned to smell the roses. I've learned to kick back and just take time off and not take important phone calls and realize that sometimes in our life, people think that somehow we're, because we're in ministry or whatever, that we're on call 24/7. We probably and we are to a certain degree, but there's times where you just need to turn off your phone and just enjoy your life, enjoy your family. I think it's important that, especially with your family, and if you have small kids or even kids, especially teenagers, is if you have time for those teenagers when they're young, they'll have time for you when you're old. And so to me, it's about really investing time and really learning that there's a pull from this world system. There's a negative thing. And think about this right here, that basically God set up sleep to a place where the world system pulls on us 8 hours, pulls on our lives so much that we have to sleep for 8 hours a day to overcome the world system. So to me, there's something there that you have to make sure that you constantly are keeping yourself balanced in the area of rest and relaxation. I'd rather see you go overboard a little bit in the area of relaxation and last 40 years than to people say, well, I'm just going to burn out. I'm going to burn out for the Lord rather than rust out for the devil. Well, you're a fool. You're a fool. You only have one body, one mind that God's given you. And you need to take care of that body and that mind and keep it refreshed in the things of God. So what helps you recreate? What helps you recreate your life and your system? Whatever that is, just make time out and do it. Just make sure you do it, because if you don't enjoy if you don't smell the roses and enjoy your life. We have our grandkids over, a couple, 3 times a week. One of them's over, 2 of them's over, 3 of them's over. And it is like craziness when that happens. And they're always wanting me to wrestle and run around and play with them and all that kind of stuff. And I'll tell you what, I love doing it. Would I'd rather just be sitting there watching TV? My flesh would like to just turn on the TV and go in the other room. But I love hanging out with my grandbabies, and it brings refreshing to me and to my life because of that. So to me, it's really literally about that. What are you doing to recreate your spirit and keep your life up? The law of rest is God placed it in motion, and what are you doing for that? First off, you must be born again. If you're not you don't have rest in your spirit. Bible says if you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus, believe in your heart God raised him from the dead, you'll be saved, because you have to be born again. Romans or John 3:3 says that. So then you just reach out to the Lord and say, Lord, if you don't want to pray some fancy prayer, just say, Lord, I don't know what he's talking about, but just if you can make something out of my life, do it. And he'll do some amazing things in your life. Don't forget to smash the like button on Facebook, share it on Facebook, smash the subscribe button on YouTube. Everybody go over to YouTube for a second and get on there. Help me build this audience. And if we can help you with your real estate needs, we would love to do that.